Hello and welcome to Now, news on women in Jamaica, throughout the region and across the world. What are they doing? How are they contributing and what is their impact? I'm Unique Sterling and I'm your host. For the next half an hour, we will speak to a special guest, catch up on facts and figures as we explore the fascinating world of women. Join us for the news, views and issues when we return on Now.
Jamaica.
A lot is happening in the world of women's health, Yannick, more than we can cover in the 5 minutes. Hello, I am Karel Phillips, and this is Women in the News Now. For centuries, ordinary Jamaicans have sworn by bush remedies. While many will agree that formal medicine is indispensable in modern society, they also stand by their mint tea in the mornings as a pick-me-up or the power of cerasee to ease a stomach ache. Is there any truth to these commonly held views? If the figures of those consuming the products and the growth in the practice of naturopathy are anything to go by, then it would seem there is. Naturopathic medicine is based on the idea that the body can heal itself. It stresses the importance of diet, exercise, lifestyle changes, and the use of natural remedies to increase the body's capacity to maintain good health and keep diseases at bay. Research also shows that there is growth in the use of natural products. Americans, for example, spend about $25 billion each year on dietary supplements such as herbs and other botanicals. With some women singing the praises of natural remedies which bring relief from common problems such as menstrual cramps, uterine fibroids, hot flashes, and other symptoms associated with menopause and overall aging, the continued growth in the market seems assured, at least for the foreseeable future. From cancer to diabetes, high blood pressure to joint pains, natural remedies are being touted as a good alternative to help in restoring those who are suffering from these conditions, bringing them to good health. Better naturopaths and wellness experts, however, will be the first to advise you to talk to your doctor before switching medication or ceasing to take them. Before you begin an exercise or any health-related program, check with your physician. It's the smart thing to do. And did you know? A woman menstruates about 500 times in her life? More than 50% of women worldwide suffer from menstrual cramps, with over 15% suffering from severe cramping that limits physical activity. Women in England and Wales who conceive in their 30s and 40s have a 70% increased risk of having babies with Down syndrome. Women are more likely to survive a heart attack, but middle-aged women are increasingly at risk, according to a survey of over 4,000 men and women. Diet and exercise have a great influence on hormonal balance and overall health. These are good habits to adopt. Check with your doctor. Finally, recent information released on womensenews.org in the column Sister Space states that in the USA, African American women are more likely than white women to die of breast cancer and to be diagnosed at later stages in the disease. Based on a study conducted by researchers at George Washington University in Washington, D.C., the research shows a troubling link between race and breast cancer diagnosis. The information was contained in an article written by Kimberly Seals Allers, Editorial Director, Black Maternal Health. And that's a peek into the very interesting world of women now. I am Karel Phillips, more after the break.
Thank you for staying with us. Today in studio is Dr. Vinola Fowler, naturopath, iridologist, nutrition consultant, holistic health educator, author, lecturer, and owner of Choose Life Nutrition Research Center, located here in Kingston, Jamaica. Welcome, Dr. Fowler.
Thank you.
A long list of titles you have there. Tell me, how did you get to, have all of these titles and become a naturopath iridologist?
First, I became an intensive care nurse. I was trained at Kings County Hospital in Brooklyn, New York, and I worked the intensive care units, all the intensive care units, even the neonate units. That I worked at Hialeah Hospital. But during my time at Kings County Hospital, I developed what you call idiopathic hypertrophic subaortic stenosis.
Oh, that's a big word. Explain for us
It
what does
means
that mean?
that my mitral valve was a bit prolapsed. So the blood flow was lessened and I would develop shortness of breath.
Okay.
So the hospital considered me a liability. So I got walking papers. At that time, I decided to go back to school. So I attended a church meeting, and there was an elderly lady who was discussing herbal medicine, and her name is Maud Scott. And during that time, she was being asked a lot of medical questions that she had difficulty answering. So I went up and stood beside her, and I began to answer the questions. And then right away, we just connected. And I asked her, where did you learn all of this? And she gave me the information, and that was it. I went right through and saw that problem and began to freelance. And this way I could function and work.
Okay, that's fabulous. But for those of us who don't know much about naturopath and iridology, could you explain to us, what is naturopath and what is iridology?
Naturopathy is a study of herbal medicine. Homeopathy is considered part of naturopathy too, because it is different from conventional medicine. Naturopathy includes water therapy, which you call hydrotherapy, massage therapy. It now includes electrical therapy, we call rife therapy. It also includes herbal medicine and nutrition, a change in lifestyle. That's naturopathy. Now, iridology is the science that analyzes the fine structure of the iris of the eye. That's the colored part of the eye. And if you look at a light blue-eyed person, you will see lines and dots and what we call craters and shapes and all the different colors. And in a light blue eye, you can see the colors, because that tells me immediately the type of medication they have been taking for years, like coal tar would have an orange, greenish color. And when you come to the dark brown eyes, like our eyes, it's a little more difficult, but you have to master that. So what iridology does, it helps me to analyze how you lived well, how you did not live too well, and how you have now developed conditions we call dis-ease of the body. And then with that analysis, I'm now able to use nutrition and herbology to assist your natural healing ability to recover from the lifestyle you had that was not the healthy lifestyle.
So what are some of the illnesses you can diagnose by just looking in a person's eye?
We analyze.
Right, analyze.
Name it, and we do. Diabetes, blood pressure, emotional disturbances. We do analyze conditions leading to cancer. We analyze conditions that identifies autoimmune diseases. We identify conditions that begins in the colon, because life begins in the gut. That's how we are taught, and death begins begins in the gut. So if the colon, which I call the boss, is well taken care of, then the terrain for diseases and viruses to grow will not exist. It is not the virus that's the problem so much, but the terrain.
Okay.
So if there's high oxygen content and the colon is healthy and you digest well, then you won't have a problem contracting, they say, diseases. But it's not really you contract, it's the terrain that invites the bacteria and the microbes to build houses.
Okay. You mentioned earlier that you started out as a nurse and you worked in the ICU and neonatal areas of the hospital. So you would have seen a lot of persons coming with these diseases. Why didn't you choose to do an operation or some other form of medical procedure that we are used to? Why did you choose to go the herbal way instead of the way we are all used to?
Because I worked open heart surgery. I was due for open heart surgery, and I changed my mind because I knew that in many of the cases, because the lifestyle wasn't changed, they return home on the same diet, the same program, they usually return to the hospital with another blocked artery or another condition to be repaired. So I said there has to be another way. And although I worked the hospital, I felt that surgery is important, but I should have a choice to make a change first, and if that doesn't work, well then I'll have the surgery.
Okay, so you do believe that lifestyle and dietary changes can help us to be more healthy and keep us out of the hospitals?
Yes.
Okay, so you said you chose the herbal way, but how did you come up with the concept now for your company?
Choose life. The story with Moses going through the desert with the children of Israel, and after the laws of health was given, he said to them, I call upon heaven this day that you choose life. And I said, that's it. So I said, there it is. Now I have the title, Choose Life. And because everything I do is research, I'm always researching new herbs. I'm always trying a new formula, and of course I try it on myself before I try it on anyone else. I believe the title, Research, was just perfect for it, because I'm forever learning, always trying new terrains.
So what can someone expect when they come to Choose Life Research Center? What it is that you do there?
Well, they expect a pleasant smile from our nurses, a welcoming, warm smile. They do get warm tea, hot tea to drink. And they are advised to get a consent form. I must have a consent form. And then they're ushered in to my office, and there we talk. I don't just go right into, and I ask them questions. How they're doing is the first thing, and then I examine them. I tell them, first explain, I am going to examine you through the iris of your eye. And then afterwards, I'll ask you why you came here.
Okay.
So from the iris, I'm able to tell them what their problem is, how that problem occurred in their life, and here is our plan, not my plan for you. Here is our plan because we have to work together.
And what has your success rate been like with your clients? Do you find that once you're able to analyze their situation and I don't know if you say prescribe your herbal, suggest, right, your herbal supplements, what has the success rate been like? Do you find that your clients stay on track and that their health improve over time with taking these supplements?
Many of our clients stay on track, many of them. But as humans, we get content, then we celebrate and we fall back into the same rut that we were in before. But our program says, give us 90 days to make the change. So during the 90 days, you're assigned one of the nurses to keep in contact with you, and you're supposed to call and report to me. And then I'm supposed to go back on your chart and update it and give you a new suggestion, because not everything I have written for the 90 days you will need, because the changes has come.
Okay, so we get one-on-one consultation. That's right. Then. So I'm constantly in contact with a nurse from Choose Life.
Yes.
Who will help me if I fall off the wagon, and will help me to keep on track then.
Yes.
Okay, fabulous. We're going to take a break at this time, and we'll come back. We'll speak more to Dr. Fowler about naturopath and iridology. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Know. Today we've been speaking with Dr. Vinola Fowler of Choose Life Nutritional Research Center here in Jamaica. She's a naturopath and iridologist. Before the break, we spoke much about that. Now we want to get into the products that Dr. Fowler produces here in Jamaica. A lot of persons, I find, are turning to alternative medicine for solutions to their health problems. At your research center, do you produce your own products?
Yes, we do, most certainly.
And what are some of the benefits of taking these products? Tell us more about them.
Because it's herbal, it's plant. So plant is food, and the body naturally adapts to food. So majority of the herbal products, if taken as instructed, has no side effects. If taken without proper instructions, some of the side effects can be diarrhea, some may have a little headache, or maybe a little nervousness, because they have taken a product or they have overdosed on a product. Just like you overeat food, you get sleepy. Same story, no? Okay, so with our herbal products, instructions are there. It says the root, it says the supplements, the herbs that are in it, and should there be pregnancy or any question, please call us. That's on our labels.
So for the herbs that you use in your products, are they local herbs or you import herbs?
Local as well as import. A lot of local herbs are used.
What are some of the local herbs?
We have
that you
vervain,
use?
which is called blue vervain. We have cheney root, which is called poke root on the market. We have dandelion, and Jamaica has two different types dandelion. One of our dandelion family is called pisabed, but it's dandelion family. And then we have the cerasee, and that is called, when I go to Dominica, it's called Congoloi. It is so funny. It's really funny when you go, you get so many other names. And we have guava leaf. You may wonder why I use guava leaf, because guava is inulin, which the Lord is so wonderful. He make the body uses inulin to become insulin. So guava is a diabetic herbal plant, as well as the fruit. And we have aloe. Don't forget great aloe. We use, there's so many different herbs. One that's called, that we use for menopause, and it's called dog blood.
That's a very
Dog
interesting
blood.
name. Is that a
Which
local
is also
herb?
called inflammation weed.
Okay, and is that a local one?
Local one. All the locals I'm saying, and the Jamaican Viagra is Jamaican Viagra is Ramgoat Dashalong. And we have there's just so many herbs that that's coming in, but I'm not getting the names readily now that you're asking me. And we have our imports as well.
Okay. What I would like to know, and I'm sure our viewers would like to know as well, are the herbal products a cure-all, or are they for preventative measures?
Well, to be honest with you, when my grandmother gave me pennyroyal and 3 leaves of ackee, 3 ackee leaves, that eased my menstrual pain.
Pennyroyal, I've never heard of that herb before. Tell us
Well,
more about
pennyroyal
that.
is used to make baralgin.
Okay.
That is used for abdominal pain, but
Is
baralgin,
that a local herb?
yeah, pennyroyal is local, but the baralgin tends to cause relaxation of the intestinal wall, so you end up with constipation, but pennyroyal doesn't. And pennyroyal removes all the flatus, all the gas, and eases all the headaches and everything and so forth. So now, if that pennyroyal and the 3 ackee leaves ease my menstrual pain, what do you think?
I think that's a cure-all.
Okay.
Almost like a cure for the pain.
And now the preventive part now is when I take turmeric, which is an antioxidant, and I put that with cerasee and some ginger and peppermint, so I don't have sinus and allergies coming on. So now that becomes a preventive.
So it's a little bit of both.
You
then.
got it.
So what are some of you mentioned menopause, you mentioned menstrual cramps. What are some of the other illnesses that the products can assist persons with overcoming?
Well, we do have HIV cases, and we work on the nutritional aspect as long as they stay with their medical doctors.
Okay.
That's understood. We have pregnancies, and we guide them nutritionally as long as they stay with their medical doctors. we have all our cases, all our patients, or our clients, as we prefer to call them, understand that they must remain with their medical doctors. So every condition you could ever think of, we do get a lot of cancer cases. The saddest thing is that we get most of the cancer cases in the 4th stage. I'd love to get them before to prevent. Mm-hmm. I'd love to get them in the 1st stage, because in the 1st and 2nd stage, there is a good window of probability that they could lick it, could definitely overcome it.
So what are some of the products that you offer that can help prevent cancer then?
Oh, not only diet is one. One of the important things I push is keeping the colon clean. That is important. Some of the supplements we use has to do with that inflammation really is one, because the word inflammation prevents inflammation from building up in the system. I use a lot of antioxidants. You know, every seed is strong in antioxidant. The grape seed, the grapefruit seeds, and it has Laetrile in it. So if you can get Laetrile is in the seeds we have. Even our apple seeds has Laetrile. The American apple seeds have Laetrile. Cherries and berries, our seeds have Laetrile. So that's another product we could use as well. So when we make juices, we use everything. We just put in skin, seed, everybody, because there's medicinal value in all of it. So in answer to your question, there's so many herbs in a combination. One of my products is Harmony 2C. Harmony, because my granddaughter's name is Harmony. So, and we harmonize, and I try to give it names that you understand. It harmonizes, and it has antioxidants, antibiotics, minerals, vitamins, and it has other herbs in it that balances it, because you must have a balancer. You must have one that carries it, and one that balances, and one that helps it to circulate.
Okay, so you would say the key to good health then is right there in our backyard with our fruit trees.
Right. You know something? Every house that has an illness, if they do not concrete up the entire place, in our teaching, the Indian teacher taught me in Colorado, that every house that has an illness, walk through the front yard to the backyard, and there is a medicine waiting for them, and they don't understand it. It's right there.
You mentioned earlier that you recommend that your clients still visit their physician.
Yes.
And locally we find that the medicinal field is dominated by men. Has this been a challenge for you, especially the fact that you're dealing with alternative medicine?
Of course. One of the things I always do is introduce myself as Dr. V. Robinson Fowler. They don't see my face. They don't hear my voice. They may get a letterhead, so they never know who I am until I show up. So this way I always get invite for lectures, and then I will sit in the audience waiting to be called, and then I get up and it sees a woman. And well, one of the challenges we have is that I decided that medicine is not only for males to attend. I decided a long time ago. I happen to have been grown by my great-great-grandfather, who said to me, you have two choices, medicine or law. And every day he would tell me how I would become a great doctor. Every day. And every year, I never get a doll for Christmas. I got a first aid kit. So every year I cried because I wanted a doll. So my mom would make the dolls out of cloth and put the little grass hair on it and so forth. And I was so smart that I would hold a book. And the moment I see him, he's gone, I take out my doll and begin to play with it. So I learned from him that he believed in me, that I had the ability to either do law or do medicine. So he would get books on medicine and books on achievements, and this is years ago
So
when I was in a child.
You
very
were
early
exposed
age,
to medicine,
very
so
early
it came
age.
natural for you then.
He impressed upon me that's what I should be.
All right, hold that point, Dr. Folo. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with more here on No. Thank you for staying with us here on Now. It's been a very interesting conversation with naturopath and iridologist Dr. Vinola Fowler. And we're almost out of time, but before we go, we really want Dr. Fowler for you to tell us about some of the challenges that you face in your field.
One of the greatest challenges is that all of my clients suffer from a word I coined, financial deprivationitis. They are unable to pay for the products they need for a 90-day program, especially cancer patients and the HIV patients. And it is because it is not covered by insurance. And if there was a possibility that this could be taken care of, then our patients would do much better. We have a Love with a Mission program that we do to assist our patients, but we can't cover everybody.
Okay.
So that is one of my greatest challenge.
Okay. Well, you know, if only we had a herbal cure for that too.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
Definitely. Dr. Fowler, thank you so much for joining us here on Now today. And thank you, our viewers, for staying with us. Until next time, I'm Yannick Sterling.